Hey, my friend, this is Sarah Love. It is Wednesday, first Wednesday in April 4/4. How are you? Hopefully, my connection is strong today to get through to you. If you don't know me, go to istandforlove.com and you can download all kinds of free, amazing things to help you be more loving to yourself and create a more loving world. I have been thinking so much about this time that we're living in, and I want to say first, thank you for being alive. You being here right now, breathing, is a big deal. You are here on this earth, and give yourself a pat on the back if you haven't today. Be really kind to yourself. Be really loving to yourself. It is a special, amazing, incredible thing that you are alive. You were born and you are living, and we are all here in this wild time of change. I know you're feeling it. So how do we hold both? How do we hold doom and gloom, heaviness, what's happening, just the reality of what's happening in our world, the suffering, the intense stuff, and hope and love, and we are one, and we are gonna get through it, and there is hope and beauty every day, and life is a miracle, and all of that stuff together. How do we hold it all? So I think that it's really, for me, about what we focus on and perspective, right? Because I used to believe that if we just keep turning our attention towards the love and to find the beauty and to really seek it out and to give it meaning, that would just forward the motion. That would just keep us going into the love and keep us going to the next day where we can create brighter, more beautiful life. And there's part of me that still really does think that that's true, because we are such powerful beings, and what we think and what we say and what we declare really does shape our whole existence and our life. And there's also a huge part of me as well that understands right now that we are in a very painful part of our changes that we're going through, and that being and seeing and feeling the feelings and the depth, and doing from ancestral healing that we're being called to do to our own in this lifetime kind of healing. I feel like all of that we have to feel, we have to acknowledge, we have to be with, we have to hold it, we have to look, and we have to come together as well. So I think that in both categories, the more we have teamwork, the more that we have community and togetherness and each other, then we can do both and hold both with a lot more strength and support and power. So that's definitely one thing I've been thinking about. How do we foster and create the connections with other humans that actually bring about the solutions, bring about the healing, bring about the changes? Because one thing I know for sure is that living in this wild time with these wild gadgets that we all have, and a lot of screen time, a lot of time with robots, and a lot of time with media, and a lot of time with just random messages being spewed in our faces, isn't gonna get us to the love vibration. Okay? So it's funny because we feel like we're connected, right? It's like we are connected. This is amazing. We're connected right now. We are both alive. We are connected through this technology. So I'm super duper duper thankful that it has created all these bridges and all these amazing ways that we can be together. And it has also preyed upon our human weakness. And so it has created this whole wild thing where we are wasting time and energy in our lives, and also opening our minds to all the messages that are just pouring in. There's no way for us to filter things that we read. Like if your eyeballs see words, you read things, right? So then your brain is thinking and taking it in. So when we're on social media, it's just like this consistent, wave on and on of stuff. So while we are creating these connections, it's also creating this wild disconnect. It's also creating more isolation, more separation, more division. So we're really in a complicated space around using the technology, being with these beautiful, amazing gadgets that give us power and knowledge, and having some healthy boundaries so that we can remain healthy in our mental states and we can remain engaged in our face-to-face relationships and in our homes and in our communities, in our neighborhoods, in our children's lives. I mean, all of that takes looking and being together without distractions. So this is where the warrior comes in, right? This is where we have to take a stand for ourselves. We have to decide, what is making me feel bad? What is making me what is making the heaviness just feel like too much and it's going to crush me? And what brings me hope and joy and inspiration? And again, it's about holding both, right? Because we have to be awake during this time. We have to be aware that we are living in a moment here that there's a lot of change going on and there's a lot of potential for solutions. There's a lot of potential for healing. So we have to pay attention and be aware and kind of lean into the pain and lean into what we're being called to step up to, so that then we can hold the love and the hope and the inspiration for ourselves and for others and be with it. Because if we get too far over to just we're all going off the cliff here, then that's really, really hard to find solutions in that space. And if we get too over here, life is amazing and it's all going to work out and it's all beautiful and I'm just going to eat and drink and do whatever I'm doing to cope and maintain, my positive mindset, then we're totally in denial and we're not really doing that much good, right? So both. So it's putting your hands out. What I recommend right now, especially for the next couple weeks, is to step back. If you can, step back from the media, step back from your screens and be with yourself a little bit. Be with yourself in quiet time. Be with yourself any way you want, with a dance party or with a cry party, whatever you want to do. Just be with yourself and be present to what is coming up for you right now here, these first couple weeks of April 2018, living as a human being in your beautiful, amazing body on this earth. And just be present to how you're doing and maybe reach out to people, real human beings in your life that can be with you and that you can be with them as well, because they're going through stuff too, right? So I encourage you to maybe use the social media to send a message to someone to say, hey, do you want to have tea or do you want to come over for dinner? But then put the phone down and be with people and be yourself and talk about how you're doing and how you're feeling and listen to what they're doing and how they're feeling. So simple thing, but I think that we need a lot more of being together so that we can be compassionate and loving to ourselves and each other through the changes. Because the energy right now is so ramped up in a negative way in our collective, and the media, there's people that benefit. There's just people that benefit from us being scared and depressed and have a ton of anxiety. There's a lot of people that make money when we're in that space. So that's not cool, right? That's not my favorite thing. So if you can step back and, disengage from things that ramp you up in a fear and anxiety, depression way, then I really encourage you to do that. again, I don't have the answers. I wish that I did. Wish I could say it was just tomorrow is going to be all rainbows and butterflies. And you know what? It might be, but I don't know. All I know is that you're amazing. You deserve tons of love and compassion. Your beautiful, tender heart needs some attention, and you're the best person that can give that attention to yourself. So, holding both, holding all of it, I am with you. I am here. I am holding it all as well. I'm feeling it. I'm paying attention to what's going on, and I get frustrated and scared, and I see and hear how people are talking to each other, and I want to step back and offer some love and build a bridge for us to rethink this a little bit, and also add more love on top for yourself. So whenever you can, take a breath, put your hand on your heart, and say, I love you to yourself. Just say, I love you. I love you. You're doing the best you can today. You're doing the best you know how. On the calendar today, April 4th, it says surrender to the flow. And if you're getting the daily email message in your inbox, you saw the writing for this day. I was referring to the beautiful song, Row, Row, Row Your Boat, as a way to surrender to the flow. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So just for today, if we can think of that song as the, secret to life, and row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, okay? And you know what? We can take turns rowing, okay? And then merrily, 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 life is but a dream. That part is the really important part. It's really important when you're holding both, to remember that we don't really know what is going on here. We are actually flying through space, the universe. The sun is moving. The earth is orbiting the sun. We've got all these other planets. It's like magic. It's perfectly aligned to these specific orbit, and to the minute these things happen, and the moon around us. And we don't even know the fraction of what's really going on here. So that's another tip for actually being able to hold both, is to really go for the wide lens view. And remember that whatever's got you anxious or in fear, or wherever you're at, where you don't want to stay there, remember that, wow, it's pretty magical, crazy, wild adventure that we're on. And the earth knows what she's doing, and the cosmos is doing all kinds of things that we don't even understand at all, but it's a pretty cool world to just be living in and observe how nature does what she does, and how the sun will rise tomorrow. That is the truth. That is the absolute truth. Spring follows winter, and there are some things that will remain true in this wild life. So give yourself lots of love, tons and tons more love than you think you can even handle. Heap it on and take the wide lens, and we're going to get through this. We're going to create solutions together. Okay. If you need any more help, there's tons at istandforlove.com. Go there. You can download my whole packet on loving the crap out of yourself, and how my 25-year journey of self-love, I distilled it down for you, so it will take you a lot less time, I hope. And you can get the daily message from the calendar every day in your inbox. So istandforlove.com, you can go there and find all of that stuff to help keep the positive vibrations going, because I don't think there's that won't hurt, right? To have more inspiration, more love coming your way would be great, and it is great. So just know that I love you, and you're amazing, and there's only one of you throughout all time and space and the whole entire universe. So thank you for being alive, and I will see you soon. Mwah.